Good morning, Big Brother fans. It is Sunday, September 1st. We are in our third month, technically by months of the year, of Big Brother. And it's day 46, right? No, 47. Tomorrow's day 48. Tomorrow's 49. Today's 48. Whatever. You know, we're a ways in there. And I was offline for almost all of yesterday. I was able to jump in and talk about who won the Power Veto, which was Leah. Joseph and Leah were the extra players. Just to catch you up very briefly, Quinn is head of household. He nominated Angela, Rubina, and Chemo. Leah and Joseph were the extra players in the Power Veto. It was a dark room Power of Veto. I think it was individually timed. They got to built robots in the dark, apparently. And Leah won. I also saw that Joseph implied that he could have won, and he slowed down because he didn't want to win. You know, that's easy to claim. Maybe he'll claim it in the show. Maybe we'll be able to tell on Wednesday's TV show. But doesn't really matter. Leah's won the Power Veto. She has kind of an alliance with Angela, so she might save Angela. I don't know. And the other thing of note for yesterday is Quinn, after the Power Veto, was talking to Leah in the head of household room, and she basically said, "What are your thoughts?" Like, I think it was, "What are your thoughts on me winning the Power Veto?" And I'm not kidding you, just did a whole mental dump of compliments that was just, oh my God, just dude. I mean, yeah. So, and then you haven't seen it quoted online. I'm not going to read it, but, you know, basically, you're amazing. You're a good cook. I love your nails. Spectacular comes to mind, or something like that. I mean, it was just, you look good in yellow. If you haven't seen these quotes and like, where the hell did this go? I couldn't figure it out. I logged on Twitter yesterday afternoon, and I'm like, I had like 3 of my accounts that I follow in a row that had to just quote with pictures of, like, Scott from Big Brother Gossip. Scott had a picture of Marilyn Monroe. And Mike Bloom from Parade magazine, who also is on Rob Has a Podcast and does all kinds of reality coverage. He had a picture of the tribe that Brendan, that I played Sequester, was in. That they were all in yellow. I'm like, what is this quote? Where did this come from? And the kicker was, not that it's major, it looks like it was, what is it, Big Brother Daily? Is that the, whatever that account is that has like 300,000 followers, that all they barely ever add personal opinion, which is awesome for them. They just quote, they just type what's going on in the house. However, it is not verbatim. And so they quoted Quinn, but it was not verbatim. It was not exactly what he said. They left out bits. They edited it a little bit. And so, but I went looking for it. I was like, oh, it was Quinn. And so I dug into my toolbox of Big Brother, and went back in time, and I found the moment, and I recorded it, and then I shared it, and then I typed it out without the ums. I left the ums out, but I literally typed out word for word what Quinn said, because it wasn't quite exactly like, you look good in yellow, and then he said, it reminds me of Minions, or just reminds me of Minions, however he said it, which that reminds me of Minions is not in the quote that's going around the internet. He also said, you're really funny, and then he said, you're really, really funny. So he said, you're really funny, you're really, really funny. And he said it, which I didn't write it that way, like Elmer Fudd would say it. So he said, will we? You're will we funny, will we funny. I mean, it just, anyways, point is, it was, oh my God. It was just, and she just said thank you or whatever, but it was like, oh, dude. I mean, you keep thinking, Quinn is just, he's over it, he knows, and he may be over it and he may know, but he is still hoping. He is still hoping there's a shot. And there is no shot in hell with Leah. And it's kind of funny. The fun thing about this whole thing has been, Quinn is just silly, just googly-eyed all over Leah. And Leah was all googly-eyed all over Tucker. And Tucker wanted nothing to do with his. So it's kind of it's kind of amusing in that way. You can watch, I got a recording of Leah hanging all over Quinn, and Quinn over Tucker, and Tucker having nothing to do with it. So, but Quinn definitely does it even worse with Leah. So, Leah's got the power veto. What I really came on here to talk about, at least today, we'll see what I have to talk about tomorrow. I'm not sure if I'm going to do 2 tomorrow. Tomorrow's Labor Day. I do not work, so I won't have a reason to be out driving at 7:30 in the morning or whatever. So not 100% sure I'm going to record one in the morning, and I'm probably only recording this one today. But we'll probably definitely do one at some point tomorrow. But let's not worry about that in a second. As I was catching up on the feeds with everything that's gone on yesterday and trying to sort through what's going on, what is the state of the house, because Tucker did really, he was a huge part of the house, and he was so much of the house that now that he is gone, it is a major vacuum that has been there's a big him being gone has left a big hole in the house. And it's very noticeable. I think this season in the future isn't going to be remembered as big as some people thought it would be, because the second half is not going to be near as good. And I don't mean to bash it, but there's no big characters left. Even if you think Angela has just been kind of going through the motions. She's kind of just hanging around, and nobody wants to give her much time. Joseph kind of dressed her down yesterday and said, you did too much damage. There is really you don't have a shot. He kind of, yeah. Joseph is kind of, I think he's a bit worried now that Tucker is gone. I think there's a lot of people that are, now that Tucker is gone, they're like, oh crap, he was the guy that everybody was looking at, and now that Tucker's gone, who's the next big character or the next person that's going to go out? I think a lot of people are in danger now with Tucker out. I really do. Not that anybody else wasn't in danger. It's kind of interesting that yeah. Leah did say, I saw a quote online that Leah said that one of the reasons that Tucker wanted her out was because he couldn't control her, which is something I've said. So Leah was in her way self-aware of that part, at least. But I thought I'd kind of just, again, talk about the state of the house. What is the state of the Big Brother house? Who's going? I don't know. I don't know who's getting evicted right now. I don't know if Leah's going to use the power veto. Like I said, she's had this recent final 2 with Angela. So does that mean she saves Angela? I don't know. Because that would also paint a big target on her back if she saves Angela. And I keep seeing people saying, well, Quinn wants, I initially yesterday morning typed that Quinn's target was Angela. And then, or at some point I typed, oh no, he wants Rubina. And now he wants Angela. Now he wants Rubina. I don't know who Quinn wants out. I think Quinn is trying to still figure out who Quinn wants out. I don't know if Rubina's got game, to be honest. I don't know if she's going to figure out how to stay in the house. I think she's going to get onto somebody else's coattails eventually, but I just can't see Rubina. She's not, strategy-wise, I think she Tucker did not let her in on a lot of what he was doing and didn't explain his game to her, it seems to me. He didn't explain his game necessarily to anybody, but they're still trying to suss out what was he doing or who was he with, and they don't know, and so they're kind of left floundering, really trying to figure it all out. It really feels like a vacuum that hasn't been filled in by anybody, and I'm not sure if it's going to be filled in by anybody. That's why I feel like this season is going to flounder a bit. That's why I'm really surprised they didn't keep Tucker from going home. I'm really surprised they didn't. It really makes you wonder when we say, "Oh, they've got it all worked out. They changed things to do things," and it's like they didn't. They didn't with Tucker. How did they think that Tucker being gone wasn't going to have this effect? And I'm not an advocate for him keeping him, but I just thought I thought production might try to. I mean, Tucker's at home watching the live feeds and playing Mario with his friends. He's not coming back. So, anyways, I'm a bit, like I said, I'm a bit floundering myself trying to figure it out. And I thought, well, I'll talk about the house guests and where they stand, but I'm not even 100% sure with a lot of this. And I have done a lot of reading this morning and catching up and going through my timeline to try to get a sense of where people were at, and I'm already just not sure. And no matter what I tell you, some of you are going to be more knowledgeable about certain house guests than me, and you're going to be like, that's not right, or that's not accurate, or, oh, but you don't know about this, and you're right. You're 100% right. There are lots of things that I don't know about, and it's just, yeah. So, all right. To say all that, I'm going to try a real quick rundown. I am on my way to a fantasy football league, my one fantasy football league that I play, and we do a 6-hour draft. And this time last year, by the way, for those of you that know me, I was going to the same draft, and it was the day after one of my son's weddings. So those of you that have known me for a long time know that my son got engaged a couple of years ago. My son got married this past year, and tomorrow is his 1-year anniversary. So that's kind of cool. But this weekend was crazy for me last year too. It was a different time in the Big Brother scheme of what was going on, but I don't even remember what was going on at this time in Big Brother last year. But today is a day where I just don't get, it's hard to keep track of what's up. So I am going to go through this list, and we'll do the best we can, and we'll carry on, and maybe later today I'll do another one, or maybe I will just talk to you guys tomorrow. So let's carry on. So I'm alphabetical list of house guests that are left in the house, because that's just the easiest way for me to run down the list. Angela, she is just, my perception of Angela has been, she's just there now. She's kind of trying, but she's not. I don't think anybody's giving her much. I mean, like I said, she and Leah, in theory, got something a little bit, but I don't know how serious that is. And I really think that Angela is going to struggle to get any traction with anybody that's left in the house. She may stay around just because she's not that big of a target anymore. I don't think anyone in the house feels like she should win. The biggest concern from some of the people is that she's going to just bounce along and get second place, and they don't want to give her $75,000 or whatever. So it's not. She's not very interesting right now. She has no power. She needs to win head of household. Then everybody will come kissing her tail. So really what she needs to do is to win head of household. All right? And that's not this week. And she has to stay around this week. Just not sure what's going to happen. So, that's Angela. Cam. Cam has been kind of tightish with Chelsea lately. And there's been talk about, was it Cam and Chelsea and MJ maybe? They kind of hung around a little bit. There could be something going on here. That's the thing. It's making for strange alliances now with Tucker out as well. It's kind of scrambled the mix a bit. So, Cam, I don't think Cam has a great game. I don't think Cam's going to win. but he's tied up with Chelsea now, and Chelsea's got some power, I think. She may actually do well. We haven't gotten to Chelsea yet, but she is next. Chelsea, like I said, she could be an easy target for people too, though. But she's the one who orchestrated getting Tucker out in some way. Cam and Chelsea did, and so I would see her having some. She needs to win something, but I could see her running this potentially. There's also been talk of a girls' alliance. I can't remember who started the talk of the girls' alliance, but there has been talk of girls except for Angela, not Angela included. So there's that lingering out there. Potential girls' alliance reforming, locking up. Keep that in mind. Joseph, like I said, he kind of tore into Angela. Remember, we joked about him at the beginning, like he doesn't like to hang around with people, doesn't like to be with people. And I think Tucker was a big part of his motivation to work. And now that he's gone, I feel like he's with Tucker gone, I just feel like Joseph doesn't have as many allies, even though Tucker is one ally. I really feel like he's like, you know what? I'm gonna. He's not playing well with others. He's just not. And piddlywinks. Darn it. All right. We're going to go here for 30 seconds. I need to pause this for just a second, and I will be right back. I know you won't notice that, but it's just what I do. So 1 second, folks. And we're back. I was talking about Joseph. Again, sorry to those of you that hate those awkward pauses. Again, I as I was walking, I was just thinking about Joseph more. My gist on Joseph, again, is just, I don't know if he has a ride or die. I don't know if he has someone he's super close with in the house at this point. He and Quinn have been kind of adversaries. They're both competing for the geeky superfan title. And I'm not sure if Joseph has decided that he wants to try to... I saw someone online say that Joseph seems to be trying to be the next Dr. Will and not win any competitions and somehow win Big Brother. But he's not Dr. Will. He's not Will Kirby. So, if that's his angle, I have a feeling it's going to come to a rough end. So, that's Will. Well, that's Will. That's Joseph. Then, Chemo. I'm not sure who Chemo has at this point. He and Rubina are kind of tight, but I'm not sure that... not Rubina. Well, he and Rubina had Tucker in common. And then, he and Takor have been kind of together, but Takor seems more than willing to drop. Takor seems more than willing to take Chelsea over Chemo, right? Even though she and Chemo have been buddy-buddy this whole time, I really feel like Takor has this in her mind that she'll go with Chelsea. And Chelsea, by the way, does not come across as she's willing to do whatever it takes to get Takor to the end. So it is not mutual. Chelsea will say the things that Takor needs to hear, but that's not how that's how Chelsea really feels. As far as she doesn't, it is just not the same situation. So you got that going on, right? You've got so that I jumped at Takor off of let's go back to Chemo. Back to Chemo. I don't know where he stands as far as alliances, as far as people that he's close to. He and Takor had isolated themselves so much this first half of the game, and he was so tight. Tucker was his, one of his people, and now that Tucker's gone, man, I don't know where Chemo's going. He's also a have-not this week, which isn't helping. He and Mackenzie are have-nots, so he's got that whole food thing going on, which does mess with your head. It does mess up your game. The lack of eating proper food and getting the kind of stuff does definitely mess with you, and the sleeping. So, although to say all of that, I don't see people targeting Chemo as we got to get rid of him. But he could very easily be, he's just got to go. He's the easy vote out this week, potentially. And he could be the easy vote out this week, as we're talking. He and Takor and Joseph, Takor was not. Takor did not vote. Chemo and Rumina and Joseph were the oddball votes. And so it's possible that Chemo could be the one that goes this week. Leah's certainly not going to save him with the power veto. All right, but remember, he did win the AI arena the first week. So he has that skill set. It is potential that he could save himself with AI arena if it worked out right. Leah, I don't know about Leah. I don't know. She's not as good as she thinks she is. But she's got both Joseph and Quinn have crushes on her. They do. Joseph may not admit it anymore at this point, but I think he has admitted it to some people. And it is blinding their vision, it seems. It is blinding them. You are not going to get Leah in the end if you help her. She does not. You are a means to her end. You're not going to be any closer to Leah. Well, you may be closer, but not as close. Yeah, no. She'll smile and thank you for getting her so far, but you're not going to be dating her after the show. Not happening. Not at all. Mackenzie, you know what? She's kind of salvaged her game, and she's kind of come across now as a bit of a threat in the fact that she's dominated those two AI arenas and saved herself. Right? The other was an AI arena. It makes her a competition threat, and although she hadn't had many alliances, again, with Tucker out of the house, she becomes someone that people are looking to kind of tie up with. And I did mention earlier, Cam and Chelsea, I think, both were talking to her about being in a potential alliance. And then, of course, she would be considered as part of a girls' alliance if it got mashed together. She and Leah had always seemed kind of close in some ways, but at the same time, not. Right? I think they're totally both willing to throw each other under the bus. So that's an interesting dynamic there. Mackenzie's doing okay. I still don't think she has a good grasp on the game of Big Brother, but I don't know if this is now a typical game of Big Brother. Like I said, there's so much going on with Tucker being gone and alliances. I feel like someone needs to just take and just wipe the board of alliances and start over. I will probably make a joke about that at some point today. Have someone just cleaning the table and saying, okay, Dolphika, it's time to start over with your alliances because everything's been reset with Tucker leaving. Which is part of what made me want to talk about this kind of stuff this morning, was kind of like, I really feel like almost everything's been reset. All right, who else? Quinn. Oh, Quinn. I don't know. He thinks he's a mastermind. I don't know. I don't know. The guy is so obsessed with the post Big Brother life. Tucker was all about getting out of Big Brother and going and doing the challenge or doing other reality shows. That, I think I did say it yesterday or the day before. That's his thing, is get on a show. Get on another show. I want to do the challenge. Well, you can't do the challenge unless you've done a CBS reality or a reality show, another reality show. Well, now he's done that. So I think he's punched his ticket. I do not think, no matter what Tucker says, I don't think he wants to go back in that house for that long of time. I think once he gets a taste of how other reality shows are, which is not 24/7 cameras, other than like Survivor, which isn't even 24/7 cameras either. Survivor isn't really 24/7 cameras. Is it, Brandon? You're not listening to this, but they do have the ability to walk away and they don't have cameras on them all the time. It's just different. All right. I don't think Tucker wants to get back on Big Brother unless it's a very shortened version. They'd have to pay him a lot of money, I think. I think now he's out among the other reality people world. Rubina, I already talked about her a little bit. I just feel like she's, I just feel like she's kind of bouncing along, bobbling along. I think she'll grab onto somebody else's coattails and go a little bit, but I don't see her as a huge threat, comp beast. Yeah, I don't. I didn't before she got with Tucker, so I don't know. These are not dislike these people. This is just my sense. And then Takor. And Takor is a mystery in some ways. A lot of people talk about Takor and what's going on with Takor. She's never happy. When things don't go her way, it's other people's faults. Yeah. She can't make her decision until the last minute. Everybody likes Takor. She does. She's a ray of sunshine. She tells people how much she appreciates them and likes them. But she's not happy with Quinn at all right now. She's not happy that Tucker got, she kind of decided to tie in with Tucker, and then Tucker got taken away. At the same time, she also orchestrated getting rid of other people. I'm thinking Brooklyn, right? And so, but it's another one of these. Well, it's okay when I do it, but it's not okay when somebody else does it. And that's a little bit of what Takor is going through in some ways. And so, yeah, it's part of it's been that she's been so tied in with chemo that it's hard to break that apart. And though she's trying to break it apart now, I'm not sure it's not too late. And there you go. That's all the house guests that are left. That's everybody. Still trying to figure out what's going on. Is there going to be a battle back? Is there going to be a pressure cooker? I don't know. I don't know if either of those things are happening, and I heard very early on in the season that they might be. And I've still not heard from anybody who would know. So, and I may never hear from the people who might know until it's too late. And they go, yeah, they decided not to do that after all. That's what's up. It is Sunday in the Big Brother house. It is a weird feeling day because I almost feel like yesterday didn't happen. That's what I was thinking. I was like, oh crap, today's Sunday. They've had the power veto. Today is usually a fun in the Sunday, and we don't do too much, but today we'll be figuring out power veto, what Leah's going to do. And I don't really want, I'm glad that I'm going to be stuck in a football draft for 5 or 6 hours, because a good chunk of this is going to be very frustrating, confusing, just what is Leah going to do? And it probably won't be decided until late tonight if she's going to do anything. She doesn't have to. She doesn't have to use it, and it's very possible she won't use it. And then Angela may go home. Because using it, all she's going to do if she uses it at this point, well, I shouldn't say all. If she doesn't use it on any of the 3 people that are nominated, they are going to be unhappy with her because she didn't use it on them, right? Why didn't you use it on me? Am I not that close to you? Okay? And so 2 of those people are going to stay. And so she'll have 2 people who know that she didn't use it on them when she had the opportunity to. However, if she uses it on one of them, the other 2, who both can't stay. I'm sorry. No, both of them could stay, right? If she doesn't use it if she uses it, you got 2 other people that she doesn't use it on, and Quinn has to put up a replacement, and that replacement could end up getting voted out, which means the other 2 that she didn't use it on know that she didn't use it on them. She picked the other person. So it's not a great spot to have this power veto. Even worse than in other seasons, because everybody that's on the block right now could be back. And they all know that she didn't use it on them. But if she does use it, she could piss off other people too. She's excited she won it. I don't know if it's a good thing to have won it now. Other than she's safety for herself, right? And that would be the angle that I would think I would go with and say, This is my safety. I'm using it to save my. I don't want to. I'm not going to ruffle any feathers and mess up Quinn's original nominations. At the same time, I'm not going to. I'm just using it so that I don't end up on the block, because it was very likely that I was going up as a replacement nom if someone had used it. If that makes sense. Works for me. And now I've talked myself out, and I am almost to my my fantasy football draft location. And so with that, I am going to sign off. Wish you a happy Sunday. Probably won't talk to you again until sometime tomorrow on Labor Day. Some of you have to work tomorrow. I know that I'm guaranteed some of you have to work tomorrow. I'm sorry for you. I will not be working tomorrow. I will be doing other things, but I will check in at least once tomorrow to tell you what's going on and what my thoughts are. All right? Thank you, everyone, for your support. Thank you for listening and sharing this with your friends or not, or listening to the commercials or any of that good stuff. Have a wonderful Sunday, and we'll talk to you on Monday. Oh my God, this is 31 minutes. Whoa, this is long. Goodbye!